Hello, church family. This week we break with tradition for this special 4-Minute Monday. In Matthew 13, Jesus tells the parable of the wheat and the weeds. In it, Jesus describes himself as a farmer and describes the human race as a field of wheat. He goes on to say that one night his enemy walked through the field and scattered weeds among the wheat. When his servants found out, they came to him and said, "We have to go right now and tear up all the weeds." His response was, "No. We have to wait until the harvest because right now it is too early for you to tell the difference between what's wheat and what's a weed. And in your enthusiasm to tear up all the weeds, you will destroy what will one day prove to be good crop." Now, Jesus uses this parable to command all his followers to see the potential for redemption in every human being. What looks to you today like nothing but a weed may one day bear the fruit of the kingdom. Every human being is an image bearer of God, which means every Christian bears a responsibility to see no one as disposable or deplorable, and instead to see everyone as a possible future neighbor in heaven. This was the heart of the message and the mission of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today we commemorate his life and his legacy. Dr. King was seen by many as a polarizing figure. Many wished to discredit him and his cause by calling into question his morality or his theology. If this is your position, ask yourself whether you have ever thrown your support behind or been influenced by a public figure whose morality or theology could be considered suspect. Here are two reasons for every Christian to take Dr. King seriously. The first is the man. Unlike so many of our leaders today, Dr. King did not promote himself or his own name. He promoted a cause that was greater than himself. When he was attacked, he did not defend his name. He stood for the cause, and he did not retreat to safety while sending others into danger. He stayed at the front, and he eventually gave his life for his cause. America needs more leaders like that today. Second, his message. Dr. King called us to see every human being as a fellow image bearer of God, someone whose value is determined not by the color of their skin, not by their age or gender, not by the job they do or the party they vote for or the zip code they call home. If God does indeed value the least as much as the greatest, so must we. A nation that claims to be one under God must, in every facet of society, treat every person as having equal value as an image bearer of God. So listen, if you don't like Dr. King and what he stood for, disregard the stuff I just said about him. Go back to the parable. Go back to what Jesus taught. Don't you dare look at any human being as nothing but a weed destined for burning. See the faintest glimmer of the Creator's glory reflected in the face of every neighbor, every stranger, every opponent, every enemy. Pray that they and you will be counted among the redeemed when the harvest finally comes.